Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time you're watching this episode. My name is Rita,
And my name is Florence.
and this is
Beyond the Script.
And today we're episode 5. This is episode 5. Yay! And we have an interesting conversation, of course. That again, that needs to be said, that needs to be spoken out a lot more, most of the times, or more times.
Mhm.
And we're gonna be talking about money and lifestyle.
Money. Yeah.
Money.
This is a topic where a lot of people say that we're not taught in school.
Yeah.
It's where life just gives you the lessons
Yeah.
as you grow up. So with that, we shall discuss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's actually start with a very simple question. Are we broke, or are we just bad with money?
Are we broke? Or are we just bad with money?
Yeah.
Our father says we're not broke. It's just your brook that is dry, right? Yeah.
Clock it.
I'll say this. It's not about how much money we have. Most of the time, it's about the money that it's not about the money that is coming in or just the money that you have. It's how much you get to money. It's how much you're in a position to manage your money. Because in as much as that school might not teach you how to handle money, sometimes the common sense itself just comes along. Because by the end of the day, if you did, if you went through high school, there was a business part of
the money aspect.
the money aspect. So in one way or the other, but I do understand that school doesn't give you the actual lessons about it. But when it comes, just like I've said, it's about how much you're in a position to manage your money, because you might find someone earning 100, 200,000, and by mid-month they're struggling. You'll find someone earning 20,000, 30,000, but by how they have managed their money, unapata that person is in a position to go through till the end of month without struggling, without asking someone for help. Because again, this point now also comes in, whereby we say if you're a person who you're a spendthrift, you're not in a position to allocate and see where this money is going or how I used that money. If you are trying to live beyond
your
means, that is where now the issue comes in. Because I think you might have a lot, but you'll still struggle.
Yeah.
You might have less, but you'll survive. But let's not also forget that sometimes the brokenness part of it, of lacking the money. Let's not forget what comes with also the responsibilities part of it, because you might also you might be allocating that money to your home, what right now people are calling black tax. Right, you might be working but paying for your school fees.
True.
So I think it's just how much you get to manage your money. But let's also not forget also the part whereby there's also lack of jobs as well. There's a low income that might come in. So so sometimes we could be broke because we don't have any money coming to us. And we could also be broke because of lack of discipline itself.
Management.
Yes.
I think for me, okay, let me just kind of circle back to that. In terms of, let me ask you, at what point do you know you're broke?
Oh,
or let's not even use the word broke. As you said, we're not broke. It's only the broke that has
dry.
So how do you know? At what point do you know that your brook has dried, or it's actually coming to that point there?
So I do allocate my finances. I'm the person who will sit and say, this is transport aside. This is rent aside.
She's really good at managing.
This is my Wi-Fi. This is my Netflix amount. This is my emergency amount on the side. This is my savings on the side. I don't mix my money within the same account. But now let's talk about this money that I've set aside for use. This amount, if I come to that amount, atuniombe hata 10 bob. I'm not touching my money. There's the money, I won't say how much, but there's amount that I will see in my account. I'll be like, what? If I slide, if one step goes to the wrong side, I'm done for. I'm done for this month. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd say for me, you don't define broke if you've not really understood what the other person is going through.
What do you mean?
The same thing you just said. Like, I might have bills. You might not have bills. Okay, I mean, not bills. You might have bills, but the other person might have a family. It's this thing about Gen Zs and millennials. The memes they go around saying Gen Zs are there to work for their shoes, going out. Millennials are there to
feed the family.
So again, I am not in a position as myself as Rita. I might not be able to base the fact that somebody is broke if I don't know the side of their story.
What about you?
For me, I would say, since now we're talking about finances, personally, right now, let me say from where I am right now. From where I am right now, I am very good with managing money. And man, I really appreciate myself for that.
I've come a long way.
I know.
There's a time we wouldn't even care. Do I have 200 that is left? I'm using it knowing that I'm flat.
Like that was me. Like for me, I didn't care about like the Misha. And I have stress. No, I never. And it was easy for me to just waste money, just like that. And you know that as well because you've been there. But for now, I find it very easy to manage my money, and I might not be at the level that you are in terms of, because she's really good at managing.
Stop putting it.
You're really good. You didn't start right now. From way back, you've been like that.
And it's a disadvantage, so I'll mention it as
like you're really good. But now it might not be at the same level that you are. So am I broke sometimes? I'm not broke. As you said, my brook has just dried. My brook has just dried. And most of the time, I think the biggest factor is I don't have money coming in.
Okay.
So if I'm broke, it's not because I mismanaged my money. No. Before I would have said that I'm broke because I literally mismanaged I didn't plan for it. But right now, if I get to a point I'm like, wow, it's dry. Completely non-adib changa. It's because I don't have money coming in.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's very much understandable.
Yeah, I think that's. But if we were to look at now the outside, I think people are not broke. It's just that they have a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
And as I said, I cannot base. You just can't. And again, I am saying this with a lot of, respect, of course, with a lot of people that talk about finances and, give financial advice and all of that. You can't just pick a microphone and just say you're broke because you're not managing your money, because you're not investing, because you're not saving. Okay, there are 100 people in that room that you're talking to. Each and every person has their own
direction,
their own direction of life. So even before we get to base the fact that somebody is broke, or they actually or somebody is actually mismanaging their money, okay, let's look at it. Let's sit down.
Yeah, because the people I work with, or you might be working with, wherever you might be working with, or the people that you're relating with, I don't have a family that I have to cater for. a lady there or a gentleman there. They have kids at home, so probably we're receiving the same amount of salary. So however they get to manage their money,
It's
the first
not-
base
yeah.
will be because of the family,
Yeah.
because we might be having the same amount level of, yes, we all need to eat, we all need to dress, we all need to
Yeah.
pay for that rent,
Yeah.
for those utilities. But when we get to look at the outside part of it, we can see that maybe the larger amount is actually going for school fees.
Yeah, school fees.
And sometimes they even left without having anything for their own.
Yeah. So in terms of like, as you've said, like you can be, let's just base it this on, we might be working under the same company, receiving the same kind of salary.
Mm-hmm.
You have a family, I don't.
Yeah.
So even the level at which you're going to spend your 30K, it's not the same level that I will spend my 30K.
Because again, I mean, it's not have a family, but I'm spending more.
You know?
Yeah, I find even the person who has a family is actually saving more, and yet they have bigger responsibility than me. So I think it's the discipline that comes with the money that comes through your hands.
Yeah. And now, is it? Let me ask this: Is social media lifestyle pressure, or is it actually real? Of course, in terms of money and lifestyle.
Now, ask that question again.
Social media lifestyle, is it fake or is it not?
Well, we'll never know. I'll say that. It's social media by the end of the day, and people tend to show the part whereby they have a lot of money. Yes, that they're going for luxury hotels, they're going for the beaches, the branches in another. You are living here and going to another country just to have a branch.
Yeah.
You'll never know. Sometimes they might just be doing the green screen behind it, but we're also not going against the people who might also be real as well.
Exactly.
So you're asking the pressure as well that comes with it. I'll say live within your means.
True.
If you get to accept where you are, not just because you'll be stagnant, just accepting this is where I am right now, but I'm working to be somewhere else. I feel like you'll not feel the pressure that comes from from the actual other society or from wherever like online, because because again they will show you the luxurious part of life, but they will not show you the stress that comes with it. Sometimes these people are going beyond debts just to show you that kind of lifestyle. Sometimes you don't know how much that person is income. You don't know the income of that person. They may be earning $1 million per month. You're earning 30,000. You're trying, to look like them. You'll never be the same. Sometimes you don't know the kind of sacrifices these people has to go through just to be there. So I'll say this: is the pressure there? It's only there if you allow yourself to be pressured. Just live within your means.
Exactly. And I think one of the problems we have in this generation, sorry to say because I'm also part of that data as well, is we again we are in an era that is so much digitized. So everything is just digital, away from what our mothers experienced, our grandmothers, they never had that. So in this current era, a lot of things are digitized. And one of the things that even our father tells us is please don't let social media give you the pressure. He's always like, he mentions that, especially to us young people, there's a tendency you just get into Instagram and then you see somebody and they have this kind of life and you admire it and then you start feeling like, you're not doing enough. Let me tell you, one of the things that I've actually learned, people with money, you will never know they have money.
Yes.
I can tell you for a fact. There's a tiny percentage that will actually show.
Yes.
They have money. But the majority,
they don't show.
They don't show they have. You will even be shocked. You will be shocked that these people don't even, they have less than even 100 followers on Instagram. But their account is loaded. So people will show you what they want to show you.
Exactly.
Or because there are people who also understand the kind of feeding mechanism
that comes with
you
showing
know
you that kind
exactly. So there are people as well, they know, oh, for me to actually get a certain kind of impression, for me to get a certain kind of attention, I have to feed people a certain kind of food.
Yeah.
And that certain kind of food is showing you my house tour, showing you the food. It's okay. It's okay. As she said, we will never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. There are people who fake it. We'll never know. And there are actually people who are real on that.
Yes.
And we do love that.
Really.
So again, it goes, the person who has a lot of work is the person watching. It's not even the people posting.
Yes,
no.
Because how you decide to also feed on whatever they're giving and serving.
Yeah, it will always show.
Matters.
You're going to get depressed, you're going to get disappointed, frustrated, and then you start creating a whole life plan, morning routine, and you start rearranging your life in order. But to be really honest, you are doing something, and then all of a sudden now you're not doing something, and then you've just decided to get a whole framework from another person's life. I tell people all this all the time. You've got to learn how to stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. We're best friends, but my journey and her journey
very different.
Very different. I have to stay in my own lane. Vile niko Thika Road sezi kuna place kuna kumewekwa line. Hii line inamaanisha usiingie ile lane.
Don't overtake right here.
You know? So again, be comfortable with where you are. And that's the problem that we have. We're not comfortable with ourselves. I don't know why. We're not comfortable with. It's okay to want a better life. It's really okay. But then again, don't let the social media pressure.
Yeah.
You know.
Because if the lifestyle you're living that is not your own, if it is hurting you, it's not worth it.
Yeah. So let's talk about saving for a minute.
What about saving?
Saving versus enjoying life.
This is a good one.
Saving versus enjoying life. And this is one topic that I know her and we're gonna fight about it, because
let me see that.
Already I know her opinion.
Yes.
And I'm really excited to have this conversation, because for me, I'm like, I have 20K that is coming to my account. If I remove each and everything that I'm supposed to do in that month, what am I gonna say? So out of the 20K, tuseme nimelipa rent, nimefanya everything that I'm supposed to do in that month, nimeshuka nywele, all of that. And I'm very good with managing the money. Alafu nimebaki na 5K. Yes, at least say nimebaki na 5K. I'm at 3K. Hii 3K unataka nitoe down. Hii 3K unataka nitoe down, nirushe kwa saving.
Inakuwasha hiyo dhao.
Mimi naniwasha by the way. I'd rather
out of this 20K, how much do you have for the month?
Tumesema
spending. Umetoa rent.
Nimetoa kila kitu.
Kila kitu ni nini?
Kila kitu, rent, maji, takataka, kushukwa, kuweka nails. Because again, I don't have a family. Just do the personal girly care, hizo vitu. Then kila kitu nimefanya, najua sina stress ya nini, niko fiti. So nimebaki na 3k at most out of the 20k
to survive through. That is that umeweka food kwa hiyo?
Sijaweka 20k bana, sijaweka.
Sijaweka food.
Tuseme nimelipa.
How much are you paying for in this 20,000? How much are you paying for rent?
Tuseme 8,500 bed sitter.
So you're left with
I know. That's why
12,000.
Haya 12,050. Kitu kama hiyo.
Ama 11,000.
Haya. Hiyo ikirea hiyo 8,500 plus ongeza 200 ya token ama 500 ya kukupeleka the whole month.
So that's 9,000.
Tuite 9,000. 9,000 kushukwa na 1,500. Hiyo ni 11,500. Kushukwa nahitaji kuweka nails. Ni za thou at most. Thou tips na gel. Thou.
So hiyo ni 500.
Hizo zifika
12 tulikuwa kwa 11,500. So that's 12,500.
Sijafanya shopping ya nyumba. Sijafanya shopping ya nini ya mwezi.
How much is the shopping right here?
Shopping tuseme ulikuwa umefanya shopping the other month. So tuiweke 2,500. Shopping ya kila kitu, food,
that's 15,000.
Tumefika 15k. Sasa hii 15k tuseme hata niko na wifi nalipia 1,500. Hata kucheka because kuna toko na salary ya 20k. We're working with that calculation.
Tumebaki na that 500 at this point.
Exactly. Sasa hiyo sijatoa hata fare ya kwenda job. Maybe hata naenda job tao. Monday to Friday. Nimebaki hata tukitoa fare nabaki na zero. Lakini fare itajisort. Mimi niseme ni yule mtu wa fare itajisort wewe. Penye itaishia tutajua. Uko kwingine
enjoyment.
Sasa si hiyo
500 umesema ni transport. Where is your enjoyment?
Sasa ni transport. Nimesema hiyo ndo mnataka ni save na ni enjoy. Mimi ni save nilikuwa nimebakisha 3,500.
So unasema hapo una pesa yako.
Unajua ina depend na enjoy. Mimi kama
mimi let's assume you're not paying for transport. Haulipi transport ukienda job. So you have that 500 here, you're walking. It's a walking. What are you doing against that 500?
Kujienjoy.
What is enjoy?
So mimi kujienjoy kwangu lazima nijilipe hiyo mwezi.
Wow.
I have to lipa myself.
Is that food,
this is actually culture. I will take myself to KFC. But then mi huenda KFC. Naenda KFC nakula 3 pizza ni almost around 690 hapo. 690 890 hapo hivyo. Na nikunywe soda.
Hiyo ni
dhao. Sasa hiyo 2,500 ni ya sasa kutumia kwa mwezi. Alafu mnataka ni save. Na save nini? The silence is too loud. No, what am I saving? If I have a salary for 20k.
No. Nitasema, first of all, you can always choose to break down some of this stuff that ni secondary.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Ni lazima uweke nails. Ni lazima uweke nails.
Kwangu nasikia ikiwa weird. No, but niliwaambia hii conversation we will fight. We'll fight.
Do you have to kuweka nails though?
If I had the money, yes. If I don't, I would.
In this case, you don't.
I have. Nimelipwa.
So that is also part of you treating yourself. If you cannot save, you're struggling. If you cannot enjoy, you're just surviving.
Elaborate, go deeper.
Now,
tumia analogy ya 20k. Tuende tusiende mbali.
Let me first define before I go to the 20,000. Because I'll actually give you the 10,000. Okay? I have been there. Now, in this case, I feel
Financial.
like for you to in this case tunaongelea about the saving and also the enjoyment part of it. People enjoy very differently. Kuna wenye watenda kwa club, watakunywa. There are those who will be like you want to go to a hotel seat, have a good meal, and then you call it a day. But I feel like you need to give the priority to both. Because again, if you just work without enjoyment, uta end up kukuwa na a burnout. You'll just have a burnout. And if you enjoy without without having to just save, your work is just getting the money, just enjoy, you'll end up struggling by mid-month because you've just used your money just for the enjoyment part of it. So I feel like you just need to place your priorities. You don't need to survive, you don't need to struggle. By the end of the day, this is why you're working. It is not just about paying your bills. You're talking about 20,000. Already you're already struggling with the fact that unabaki na 35. Unashangaa, will I buy food within the month? Or am I supposed to pay for my transport? Or am I supposed to just go somewhere and eat and forget that the fact that you bought the 2,500 shopping, you need groceries in between, hapa na pale. You will still need that either way, because you won't, kwani utakula nyanya na kitunguu because you'll have no. But I'll say this, we were attending well, it was also, I think, a business Sunday. If you're earning, you don't need to pay. Was it more than 20% of your money rent should not go to rent? Or was it 20% supposed to go to your rent?
Rent yako kama imefika hapo.
Kama imefika like 20%. Was it 20%?
Okay, fanya tu. Kama una earn salary 20k na unaishi nyumba ya 10k.
That is already beyond your means. Yes. Because I think he said that you should not pay more than 20% of how much you earn.
Yeah.
That is where, first of all, a lot of people might be feeling.
Yeah.
Because you're paying 9,000. You mean the entire month you're working for your landlord.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the days you wake up, you don't feel like going to work, the times where you have cramps, the times the headaches, sometimes the stress, the entire month, 31 days, and then you give your landlord 9,000 just to deprive yourself of your needs.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's the rent. Cut on the rent. If you can share, at that point, if you can have a roommate and be very selective of the person you are living with, share. Yeah, share the room.
Yeah, true.
If you want that bed sitter so bad, find someone who also needs somewhere to live. You're paying 9,000, lipa 45, mwingine 45. It's a square for each of you. Yeah. And then there's 4,500 on top, the one ulisema you don't have for the savings. Save at 3,000 per month. So don't just work without enjoyment. Don't allow yourself to go under the fatigue, under the burnout. Don't just take all your money to enjoyment and then by the end of the day unabaki ukisurvive and struggling as the month go. So just place your priorities where they need to be placed. Yeah. Because there was a time I used to work for a salary that was very, as a beginner, sometimes not all of us are lucky to just have a job where unalipwa,
in a bond, money.
That small amount, that I won't say how much, will pay rent, will cater for the food, and I'll make sure that money pushes me through the month. And doesn't mean that once in a while I wouldn't just go and treat myself. Is it hard sometimes? Absolutely. But it also comes with the discipline as well.
But she has really good discipline.
Yeah.
Like, I have to acknowledge this because this is something I really admire about her. The discipline to just manage money. I'm like, Can you just transfer nikele tu mikono?
But I think now this it doesn't just come out all of a sudden, like you know how to manage money all of a sudden. Because I remember kitambo, my mom used to leave me with my sister, and she'll ensure that the house has everything. So whatever you need to buy, any milk, the sukuma wiki, maybe nyanya, vitungu, and she'll not be around for like 2 weeks because of her job. You've been given to same around 300. You're supposed to manage that 300, and every day that like for your sister, yeah, everything else go kwa nyumba. You only need like milk, yeah, and maybe skuma. And now she's telling you like a week I'll not be here. Now that week you have to ensure she has her mandazi to go in the morning, kakule ya kubeba kwa sababu ya saa 4, and then she'll come to you at around 8 kwa sababu amefika shule, she ate all her mandazi. And she comes and tells you, I don't have anything to have with saa 4. And the pencils she had to lose on a daily basis. And then saa 10, when we go home, she also needs something to eat. She doesn't want the leftovers as a food. So again, I had to instill myself the discipline from that point.
I think for you it came early.
It came early, and I had no choice.
Yeah,
I had no choice. I'll be given money, and there was no cravings to just use that money for something else because I already know where that money is supposed to be used. Yeah.
Where I think yours is just another whole dimension.
So whatever amount that is coming my way, I have divided that money as it should. That's why I said even in the previous episode, sometimes I will allocate my money where it's supposed to go. Sometimes it's not always that the plan goes as it should be, and that's why I said sometimes you might touch me in the wrong way by asking me, maybe can I have this amount? I'll tell you don't have. Yeah. Not because really I don't have, but because I know if I give you this amount, I will lose. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I will lose my way. Nitaanza kushikwa na anxiety because I'll be like, I don't want to ask you for that money, but I know I'll need it. Because that money is already allocated for something that I didn't need. If it's something that is not as important, well and good.
So where do you draw the boundary? Because of now, let me just give an example with what you just said. If you, okay, how do I say this? I don't know if there's a name, but whatever I just call it, money selfishness. I don't know
whether I'm keeping the money all to myself
or not the selfish. Okay. Like the way you've said, you, if I come to you and I ask you for an amount of money, you will confidently say you won't, and you have some cash somewhere. It's only that when you look at it, you're just like, hey, ningependa kukupea, but I will. No,
struggle somewhere.
Of course, you're not going to tell somebody, I can't, but I have it. So you just tell them, no. Do you tell them no, or do you tell them, my whatever will be ruined?
No, you don't have
to. Isn't money selfishness or
no? What? It's not selfishness.
So where do you draw the boundary?
I feel like it depends with where you are
and
yourself.
To actually, let me actually tell that too. To actually confidently say no. Again, now again, for someone to be, I'll answer this like this. There are people who have the tendency of just asking for money because you can give them, and yet they don't need that money. They're just doing it because they feel like I can get something from someone. There are people who ask for that amount because they genuinely need that amount, right? And I will say, I'll be selfish for myself when you ask for that money and I cannot afford to give it to you. Yeah.
Because let's look at it in this way. You have asked for that money. Yeah. I can't give you. But you have asked for let's say 500. but I can only afford 100.
Okay. Yeah.
That is when I'll tell you, I cannot afford this 500 because if I give you this 500, I'll get streamed.
Okay.
Right? But I know that I can give you this amount. Sometimes I'll tell you, probably to say, I can't give you the whole amount that you're asking for. I'll be like, for you don't just say no. Sometimes you have to also,
Yeah.
ongelea mtu mwingine pia atafilaji. All those people, some people don't care. I will be like, for now, I know you're asking for this amount, but for now, I'm not in a position to lend you the money. Yeah. You don't need to explain much, and again, you don't need to dismiss someone just because they ask for something from you.
Yeah, I think it's also, I agree with that, because sometimes I wonder how we are friends, because now for me it might be different. If I am in a position to this is a bad behavior, but if I see a message and it's asking me for money, you see the way you just like unaona the first unasomea hapo juu. This is such a bad behavior, but for me, if I see that na siko kwa uwezo, I will not reply to you. I'm sorry.
Really?
I won't respond.
Okay.
I won't respond. Because again now, the reason why I asked that, it's because for me I'm not that confident when it comes to like saying no, when it comes to money.
Okay.
Like, and so me like if somebody asks me for money and I am not in a position to, I tend to, and this is something I'm actually working on, I tend to feel guilty that I'm not in a position to help.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know why.
There's also someone else I heard saying, if someone asks for money and they're not in a position to give them, they don't respond to that message like immediately. They let it sit there to see if they can get something and send later.
Yeah.
Or if they don't, they just let it.
That's
but
me.
How about the other person? Wouldn't they feel like you're ignoring me just because I asked for your help?
I would rather you feel that than
rather than saying nilimwomba kaninyima.
No, rather than me coming to you and telling you I don't have. I don't know why that's me. I don't know if there's another person that feels that, but if you ask me, oh God, if I have, I will definitely give as much as I have set it aside. That's the problem. Like I will, if you call me, tell me I'm in this.
So you're willing to just go through the strain.
It's not the strain. Of course, I will put the condition. Like, okay, you've borrowed this money today. When are you gonna refund? So that I know at least itakuwa imerudi kwa account yangu at this, so I will not strain as well. So yes, kuna places unafikanga unaona mtu pia amestrainiwa, so pia ina strain at the end of the day, and sasa hapo ndo I draw the line. I'm like,
I'm like, yeah, I think we also have to check on the people that borrow money from us, or the people that we borrow.
Yeah,
because the people will borrow, they don't return, because I'm not in a position to tell you you owe me 1,000, kindly give it. I don't. If I give you the money, you should tell me in 2 weeks I'll give you that money, and you don't. I generally don't ask for it because why am I straining to ask you to refund me the money? Yet you're the one who came to me to tell me I need this amount from you, and I'll return it within this. I genuinely don't ask you. It's upon you to know you have a debt. And if you don't, just know our friendship is a bit strained. Because next time if you need help and you come to me out, I'll rather you give me the updates of, I know I owe you 200 bob right now, and I know I was supposed to give you today, but I'm not in a position to. I appreciate the bit of communication part of it, but there are those who just go quiet. And there's also, how do you deal with the assumption of there are people you have never asked for money from, right?
Yeah.
And so they're always assuming Rita have Rita
money.
has some money set aside somewhere. They're not sure. They're just assuming just because you never ask for money, so they're assuming you're always loaded. How do you deal with such people?
I think it's my fault.
It's your fault.
Because for someone to think that I have set aside, I'm not saying you show yourself that you're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I want to make sure I've understood the question. So the people who they never ask me for money.
So, for instance, you never ask money from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always assuming you're loaded because you never ask for help. Just because I've never seen you, just because you never ask money from me, I'll always, whenever I'm in a constraint, I'll assume Rita has money because mbona ajaitisha usaidizi inamaanisha she always has money with her.
Oh, please don't do that.
But there are people who
there are people who will do that. So how do I handle that?
Mm-hmm.
I just simply tell them I don't have money. But they might feel a little bit of pinch because again, I have had their assumption.
Yeah.
I have had the assumption and they might feel offended because they will be thinking, oh, you are an anima. Let me give an example. Let me give an example. And this is not about friendship, really. Let me give an example with my parent. Or let me just give an example with my dad. So if I call my dad to ask for money, if he tells me he doesn't have, I will be offended.
I think you have the right because he's your father after all. He's your dad.
I will be offended. I'll be like,
it's the faith you have in
him.
He never
you never lack.
Yeah.
And again, I will hurt the assumption of that person.
I feel it's bad manners. That's how simply I'll say the fact that I'm not asking for help from you
does not mean
sometimes I might be crying at home. And I have an issue from asking from help, not because I have ego at this point, but I feel like I might also be straining you at some point.
I think it also goes back to the picture that you portray out there. And that's why I said you don't have to show yourself that you're strong. You don't have to look like your problems.
In social media pressure.
Hey.
Left I'm thrifting my clothes.
Oh man, I wish I could talk about this, but you know where I was last year. And then I was coming to church looking all good, and somebody might just look at me
and be like, all okay.
Oh my god.
Maybe your mental health is in Kilimanjaro.
Mimi spiral. Wewe uko hapo unaniona tu social media. Unafikiria Rita ana ball huko anafanya na international clients nalipwa na dollars. Reality of life.
Yeah.
It's not. And if I had your assumption, it's not my fault.
It's not your fault. It was an assumption.
It was an assumption after all. So don't get offended. So I don't have anything to do with those people.
Now that we're still in the topic of living within your means and everything.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, I have been elevated. I have been promoted in job. We are people who are working together. We've been friends at workplaces. We have been going outings. And then at some point, because I've been promoted, there is no less time we spend together. Yeah. Sometimes the places we used to go to, I'm no longer going there, or I'm going once in a while, not like we used to plan. And now I'm going to the better hotels. And now you who is back in the background, what will be your intake in that? How will you feel like now the person used to hang out with sometimes is not hanging out or always giving excuses, blah blah blah? Yeah.
I think for me I would answer the question of have we had a conversation with this person about that? Because I also don't want to be in a place that I am basing my answer to a certain opinion that is in my head. and probably this other person is not thinking the way I am thinking. Maybe yeye kazi imekuwa mingi. Maybe hata yeye kwenda hizo hoteli it's because of meetings and I'm just there thinking they are not going with me and all of that. Also, am I also in a place that I am supporting this person and not feeling jealous? Again, it goes back now. It's two ways. Even on the person that is higher, what are your intentions? You know, why would you stop interacting with me because you've been promoted? Is it out of goodwill or bad will?
That person is, they are interacting with you, just not as
Just
it
not
is
as
the usual.
Is there a bit of bad will in there? If yes, then you're wrong. Because just because you've been promoted to a certain level and you had your peers and you've left your peers at a certain level, that just shows you're prideful. Even with that's just how we can name it. So again, it also goes back to the posture of, am I doing this out of goodwill or there's actually bad will involved? If there's bad will involved, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I feel like the communication should be part of it.
Yeah.
If I'm not in a position to hang out with you on a daily basis, I can tell you I'm not in a position to.
Yeah.
But the person who has been left on the lower side of the level, I feel like they also need to understand that a different promotion comes with different and bigger responsibilities than what they were handling at the other level. And as it comes, yes, I may be going to the bigger hotels and I may not invite you because, yes, as you have said, it might be the meetings. But again, also have to check, can you also afford if I carry you along? Because maybe probably I'm not in a position to afford for both of us. Because maybe it has might as well be the official meetings and you don't have any business being there. So I feel like the communication part has to be there. But the people who have been left there, they also need to understand that this person is actually trying. This person can make it 2 or 3 days in a week to just come hang out with us. That person is trying their best. So I feel like even though in that case, the understanding also has to be there. And again, it's living, within your means. When someone elevates you, also understand that you also go and find people within the level they went to.
Exactly.
Yeah. They cannot just hang on to this just because different levels need different people as well.
Yeah, just don't be jealous about it.
Yeah.
Be there, appreciate them as, you work towards your top as well.
Yes.
So yeah. That's the conversations that that's the conversation that we have had about money
and
lifestyle. We did really love to know your thoughts. And of course, whether I think the question that maybe you should just answer in the comment section would be, is the social media pressure fake or is it actually real? So you can drop in your comments down below and let us know your thoughts. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, you can also ask yourself, am I surviving? Am I struggling? Am I in a position to save by the end of the month? Or I'm going with the level of enjoying it and not thinking about tomorrow. Because I think that is us about the money and what lifestyle. Because it's not soft life. By the end of the day, if it is funded by stress.
What a way to finish this.
Live within your means.
Live within your means, sweetheart. My name is Rita.
And my name is Florence.
And this has been Beyond
the Script. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.